So we'll start from this problem. So again, this problem is about throughput. This question was asked in December 2013 exam in ACCA. This looks like a lengthy question, but when we work out, it's like quite small. So the required is calculate the throughput accounting ratio, the TPAR, for large panels and for small panels, and explain what they indicate to us about the production of large and small panels. So that is about a 9-mark question here. So we have to just find out the TPAR. Okay. So we'll start from here. Solar Systems Co. SCO makes two types of solar panels at its manufacturing plant. Large panels for commercial customers and small panels for domestic customers. All panels are produced using the same materials, machinery, and a skilled labor force. Production takes place for 5 days per week from 7 a.m. Until 8 p.m. So they work for 13 hours and the production is for all 5 days in a week. So totally they work 50 weeks of the year. Each panel has to be cut, molded, and then assembled using a cutting machine. So they have a machine called as machine C, a molding machine called as machine M, and an assembly machine called as machine A. Okay. So we don't know how to use this information. So only when we read the question further, we'll know it. As a part of a government scheme to increase renewable energy sources, ESCO has guaranteed not to increase the price of small or large panels for the next 3 years. It has also agreed to supply a minimum of 1,000 small panels each year to domestic customers for this 3-year period. Okay, so minimum the company has agreed to supply at least 1,000 panels, small panels. Okay. Due to poor productivity, late orders, and declining profit over years, the finance director has suggested the introduction of throughput accounting within the organization together with a just-in-time system of production. Material cost and selling price of each type of panel are shown below. So they have given us the large panel data details and small panel details. Selling price and material cost they have given. So we can easily find out the throughput. Okay. So before I think we'll still read it and then finally we'll get the answer. And total factory cost, which include the cost of labor and all factory overheads, are 12 million each year at the plant. So everything put together in a year, they are paying a total cost of 12 million. So look at here. The question is like straightforward. It's like now coming into the our calculations. So if you solve this part, you will get the throughput per unit. Okay, and divided by the time taken by per unit of large panel and small panel, you will get the throughput per some machine hour or something. Okay, and 12 million is for a year, so divided by the total number of factory operated in a year, if you divide, you will get the total, you'll get the factory cost per hour. So both they have, it's like slightly coming into our consideration here. And last one is, he says, out of the 13 hours available for production each day, workers take a 1 hour lunch break. That means they work only for 12 hours. For the remaining 12 hours, machine C is utilized 85% of the time. Machine M and A are utilized 90% of the time. The unproductive time arises either as a result of routine maintenance or because of staff absenteeism. Okay, as each machine needs to be manned by skilled workers in order for the machine to run. Okay, the skilled workers are currently only trained to work on one type of machine each. Okay, and maintenance work is carried out by external contractors who provide a round the clock service. That is, they are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So why are they giving this information is sometimes it might be useful for some discussion based questions or theory questions. The following information is available for machine M, which has been identified as the bottleneck resource. So large panel hours per unit. Okay, it takes 1.4 hours for a large panel to produce 1 unit and 0.6 for small panel. Okay, it's only for machine M. So other machines like A and C, they are not given. So let's see. There is currently plenty of capacity on machine C and A. That means machine M might be the bottleneck resource. So Maximum annual demand for large panels and small panels is 1800 units and 1700 units respectively. Okay, so he has given us all information. So our first consideration is to find out TPAR. Okay, so how would we find out TPAR? So we'll start from here. So I have already created a basic kind of format. So we'll use this format. So selling price per unit, that's going to be 12,600 and 3,800. Then we need material cost. Material cost is 4,300 and 1160. So we can easily get the throughput. So this throughput is also per unit. Okay, material cost is also per unit, throughput is per unit. So now we can get the bottleneck resource. Okay, bottleneck resource is machine hour C per unit. Okay, machine hour C per unit. So they have given it here. It's 1.4 and 0.6. So we can find out throughput per machine hour. So just divide the number, you will get the answer. So we got the answer here. So we still have to get the TPAR, okay, that we have not got. So we have to get our TPAR. So to get TPAR, okay, we have to get the throughput, the total factory cost per. Okay, I think which machine was not available. I think sorry, it's machine M. I have put it as machine C. Sorry, it is machine M. Machine M. So we'll find out the total factory cost per machine hour. So total factory cost amount wise we can easily find it out. So we can work it out. We can break it in small parts and we'll put. So total factory cost, we know it. That is 12 million. So 12 into million and we have to get the hours. Okay. Total available machine hours M, that we have to get. So if we get that, then we can find out the this number. Okay, total factory cost per machine hour, M machine hour, that we can find out. So how would we find out this? Okay, how are we going to find out this? See, first we have to get the total hours available, right? Total hours available on machine M we have to get. So we'll read from the top and we'll get the idea. See, they are going to work 5 days into, from morning to evening they work. So they work for 13 hours and they work for 50 weeks. They work for 50 weeks. So that's the initial information they have told. So hours should not be here. we can put it in the front. Okay, so 13 hours per day, 5 days per week, and 50 weeks per year. Okay, so that's how it works. Any other information they have given, we have to take. Okay, we have to take. So they have told 1 hour is taken as break, so it is not 13 hours, it's actually 12 hours. So that we have changed. And they say that machine C is used 85% of the time, machine M is used only 90% of the time. So 90% of the time only it is M machine is used. So M efficiency is only 90%. So we are finding out what's the total time machine M is operated. So 90% only it operates, machine M operates. Then 12 hours is per day, 5 days per week, 50 weeks per year. Okay. Is there any other information that we need? The answer is no, because all are neatly available. So we can just multiply and get the hours. So 2700 hours is what we got as the answer. So we'll get this one, total factory cost per machine. So we can just take these numbers and we'll put it here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 2700. Sorry, I think we left 10. Okay, so the answer is 4444. Okay, that is our cost per machine hour. So we can now get the TPAR. Okay, so we can get the same number from here and we can put it here. So TPAR will be the same number. It will be the same numbers. Okay, now we can get TPAR. So TPAR is like very simple. You divide this number by this number, you get the answer, and same you can copy it here. So we got the number. So that's about what is required A. So required A was just to find out the TPR and explain what they indicate to S about the production of large and small panels. So we can just put a suggestion. So the suggestion is as large panels have an TPAR of more than 1, it is better to keep producing it. Okay. Also, and small panels have a TPAR of less than 1, it is better to stop producing it. Okay, so we have to produce the large panels, but small panels, as it is less than 1, we have to stop it. Okay, so that's what the section, the first A part of the question has indicated. Okay, this is what the A part of the question is. So we'll move on to the B part of the question. So we go to the B part. Assume that your calculations in part A have shown that large panels have a higher throughput accounting ratio than small panels. So that is what we also got the answer as. Required, using throughput accounting, prepare calculations to determine the optimum production mix and maximum profit of ESCO for the next year. Okay, so we have already done this kind of a problem in the previous one, so we can copy it from there and we'll try to answer it. So we'll work it out. So optimum production plan is, there is 2 panels here, large panel and the small panel. So first we'll see like how many hours they require. Okay, so total hours available, we have to first find it out. So total hours available is here. It is 2700 hours in machine M. So available hours is 2700 hours, and we will find out the yearly demand. So annual sales demand units. So large panels have 1800 demand and the small ones have 1700 demand. Okay, so machine hours required per unit is 1.4 and 0.6. So the hours required is 1800 into 1.4. So first we'll check whether the hours required is sufficient. No, we require 3540 hours, but only 2700 hours is available. In terms of rank, we have not ranked it earlier, so we'll rank it once. In terms of rank, it's going to be, this is number 1 and this is number 2. So again, it's 1 and 2. So first we have to allocate large panel and small panel. But before doing that, we have a constraint here. The constraint is, if you read here, it says it has also agreed to supply a minimum of 1000 small panels each year to domestic customers for this 3-year period. So definitely they have to first give to the small panel, and that is because of the government contract. So I think it is a government contract there. Okay, it's a government scheme. Okay, The government scheme says that you have to produce 1000 units and give. If you produce 1000 units, it will take 600 hours. So totally we have 2700 hours minus 600 hours will give us around 2100 hours. Okay, so first we have to allocate 2000 units to the government scheme, then only we can produce for the balance. So the balance that we have is 2100. So all 2100 hours can be allocated, and finally it will become 0 hours. Okay, so if you see large panel, it requires 2520. We have only 2100 hours. Okay, we only have 2100 hours. So hours allocated is 2100, but we can't produce all the units. So each unit takes how many hours? 1.4 hours. So now you can find out the units. The units will be 1500 units we could produce. Okay, so the main numbers are these: 1500 of large panel and 1000 of small panel we have to produce. Okay, so they're asking and maximum profit of ESCO. So maximum profit of ESCO. So optimum production units that we have is 1500 here and 1000 here. Okay, throughput per unit would be per unit we can calculate it like this. It was available here, so we have the number here. Throughput per unit are these numbers. We can simply get it from there, and we can get the total throughput, number of units into throughput. So we got both. We'll also have a total column. So we got the total. So total factory cost we have to get. So that is also available in the sum earlier. It was available somewhere here. So total factory cost okay, so this would be our profit. Okay, so this is our profit. We can also find out the same answer in terms of throughput per hour. In that way also we can find it out, and we'll get the same answer. If you want, we'll also find out in that manner, so that it's better for you to understand. So the same thing we'll find it out in terms of hours, right? Hours we'll try to find out. So optimum production in terms of hours we need to know. Okay, so it's available here. See, it's 2100 hours for large panel and 600 hours for small panel. Throughput per hour we have to find out from here. See, this is throughput per unit machine hour, throughput per machine hour hour. So we got that. So we can take that number and we can put it here. Okay, so we got the answer. Okay, I think we got it. So if you see, even when we multiply like that through hours, if we calculate, still we get the same answer. Okay, our total throughput is same whether we find out through hours or through units, it will be the same, and the total amount is also same, and factory cost is same, and finally we get the profit. So either you work the sum through units or through hours, you will be getting the same answer here. So let's go to the last question. Last question is, suggest and discuss three ways in which ESCO could try to increase its production capacity and hence increase the throughput in the next year without making any additional investment in machinery. Okay, so they want to tell, we just have to suggest three ways. Okay, suggest three ways to increase production capacity and throughput. Okay, we don't need to put three ways, we'll try to find out as much as ways possible. Okay, so we have the concept here. We'll copy this and we'll paste it here, and we'll try to find out the three ways. So we'll put the number here. So number one, how we could increase if you see here, they tell, okay, see the machines are not utilized fully, so that we can tell. So machine M should be fully utilized. Okay, that is the first one we could tell. Second will be the unproductivity arises either from as a result of routine maintenance of or because of staff absenteeism. Okay, so reduce staff absenteeism, that would be another way to increase the total hours. Or three, as each machine needs to be manned by skilled workers in order to run, in order for the machine to run. So the skilled workers are currently only trained to work on one type of machine. Okay, so we can say that training should be given to staff to work on multiple machines. Okay, so that even if one person is absent, the other person could still work out can operate the machine. So the next one would be maintenance work is carried out by an external consultant contractors who provide a round the clock service, that is 24 hours available a day, 7 days a week should be required. Okay, so routine maintenance should be carried on weekends or when the machine is not used. Okay, when the machine is not used, at that time they can have the service. During operation hours, they should not like come and tell that we are going to service the machine. Okay, so these are the ways we could increase the production capacity actually, and also the throughput. So we can also put like this, we can also put once machine M's M is fully utilized, the focus should be on using machine A, C. Okay, so the focus should be on that. So once we are fully utilizing this, we have to then focus on the other machines. Okay, so that's how we could increase the production capacity. To increase the throughput, there are several ways. We can say that increase selling price, okay, and reduce material cost and factory cost. If you do that, we can automatically increase the throughput also. So that's about the theoretical answer here. Okay, that's about the theoretical answer here. And that will fetch you around some 6 marks. And hope you got a good idea about how to work out the throughput sum. So the sums are similar, but they are not same. So the sums will be like very familiar to you, but the crux of this is in getting the numbers from the question properly and then working out. So you should not like actually start the question immediately when you read the paragraphs. Okay, so assume that you are reading this paragraph, you should not like immediately working out, because there will be some other alternative information here. Okay, so you have to read the question fully, then understand, then plan out like how you are going to work out the question, and finally only you have to answer it. So there is always a reading time, the planning time, and the working out time. Okay, so plan it like that and work out, so that you will get a perfect kind of an answer. Okay, so that's about this problem. We will move on to the next one. So if you want, we could just explain it once so that you can have an idea. So first we found out what is a throughput. Throughput was found out through selling price minus material cost. We'll get throughput per unit. The question itself has told that machine A and C are fully, they have like surplus hours. That means machine M is the only one which is having a deficit hours. Okay, so that's a bottleneck. So we have to find out machine hours uh, of M per unit. So that is 1.4 and 0.6. Finally, we found out throughput per machine hour M. Thereafter, we went on to find out total factory cost per machine M. Okay, hour, that we found out. So how did we find out that? We found out it through here. Okay, we found out that the total factory cost is 12 million. Okay, then we have to find out what's the total machine hour M is available. So 90% efficiency into 12 hours into 5 days into 50 weeks, if you put, you will get 2700 hours. Okay, so 12 lakhs divided by 2700 hours, you will be like getting this amount. Okay, you will be like getting this amount here. Okay, so thereafter you can work out this TPAR. Okay, you got this one number, so you can easily work out the TPAR, right? And thereafter the question asks you a suggestion is, as per the TPAR, 1.33 means that you can produce the item. Anything below 1 you should not produce the item, but for small panel it is 0.99. That means you should not produce the product at all. Okay, every product you produce is only a loss making for you. So that is what the suggestion we have written. Thereafter we moved to optimum production plan. So optimum production plan indicates that how many units we could effectively produce. So totally we have 2700 hours. How did we get that? We got it from here. So 2700 hours we got it. And annual sales demand of units we got it from the question. The machine hours required for each of units we got from the question. We multiplied and we finally got the total hours required for producing large panel and small panel. Okay, rank is 1 and 2. From TPAR we got that. The government scheme indicates that 1000 panels have to be produced. Each panel takes 0.6 hours, so 600 hours will be going out. So out of the total available of 2700 hours, 600 hours we have to produce the government scheme products. So balance only 2000 hours will be left. In this 2100 hours, we can fully utilize it for large panel. Okay, large panel requires 2520 hours, so we can fully allocate it. Okay, and we can produce it at 2100 hours. So if we do that, so if you are going to do that, that will ensure that we can produce 1500 units. So the ideal production plan is 1500 units of large panel and 1000 of small panel. So multiply this with the throughput per unit. Okay, these are units, so this also are units. Multiply it, you will get the total throughput. Okay, and from total throughput you have to deduct the total factory cost, you will get the profit. You can also work out alternatively using hours. Okay, it's alternatively. So hours is 2000 hours of large panel and 600 hours of small panel you can produce. Throughput per machine hour is required. Okay, multiply that number, both these numbers, you will get the total throughput. Again you will get the total throughput. Finally you got the the throughput of large and small panel. Deduct the factory cost and you end up with profit. Okay, you end up with profit. So that's about the concept here, and that's about the sum here. Hope you guys got a good idea here. So we can move on to the next sum here. So we'll start from this sum. So this sum was asked, this is another throughput sum. This sum was asked in December 2014, and we'll read the requireds. There are two requireds here. Required A is briefly explain why the senior stylist time has been described as the bottleneck, supporting your answer with calculation. So you only have to explain why senior time is stylist time is the bottleneck activity. Then you have to tell calculate the throughput accounting ratio TPAR for cuts and the TPAR for treatment, assuming the bottleneck is fully utilized. So they are just asking you to find out this number. Okay, just a TPAR they want you to find out. So this seems to be a very small question only. So activity 1 is going to be requirement 1 is bottleneck activity, identification of bottleneck, and requirement 2 is finding out TPAR. Okay, so we'll start from here. We'll read the question fully, then we'll work it out. Glamco is a hairdressing salon which provides both cuts and treatments to clients. All cuts and treatments at the salon are carried out by one of the salon's 3 senior stylists. The salon also has 2 salon assistants and 2 junior stylists. Every customer attending the salon is first seen by a salon assistant who washes their hair, next by a senior stylist who cuts or treats the hair depending on which service the customer wants. Then finally a junior stylist who dries their hair. The average length of time spent with each member of staff is as follows. So if it's a cut treatment, if it's a cut service, it's this much of hours, and treatment is this much of hours. Assistant, senior stylist and junior stylist are used here. Okay, the salon is open for 8 hours each day for 6 days per week. Okay, so each day it is 8 hours multiplied by 6 days a week. Okay, how many weeks we don't know. It is only closed for 2 weeks each year. That means in 52 weeks 2 weeks are closed. That means 50 weeks they are operating. So it's going to be 8 into 6 into 50. Staff salaries are 40,000 each year for stylist. Okay, so this is a cost for the entire stylist, it is 40,000. Okay, 28,000 each for junior stylists. Okay, as it says junior stylists, it's going to be all the people. Okay, and 12,000 each year for the assistants. The cost of cleaning products when applied when washing the hair is 0.6 per client. The cost of all additional products applied during a treatment is 7.4. So this is the direct material cost. Other salon cost excluding without the labor and raw materials amount to 106,400. So 1,06,400 each year it is there. Glamco charges 60 for each cut and 110 for each treatment. The senior stylist time has been correctly identified as the bottleneck activity. So first one, we have to first tell why the senior stylist time is the bottleneck activity. Okay. So first we will put total available time per year. So that we have to find out. So how will we find out that? See, they are working for 8 hours and for 6 days and 50 weeks, okay, in a year. So that means okay, so this is the total number of hours they are working. So and there are 3 sets of people here. So assistant is there, senior stylist is there, and junior stylist is there. Okay. So normally the time which is taken high, okay, the time which is taken high, so that would be the key element here. So one, if you take in cut, the person who takes the highest time is the bottleneck. So senior stylist by nature is the bottleneck. In terms of treatment also, senior stylist is the bottleneck. Okay, but if we can't just write like that, we have to show it with a proof. So we can say that assuming the total hour is spent only for one service, then the following number of service can be provided in a year. So we'll get all these numbers and we'll put it. So how does this concept work? See, the concept works like this. We have to first get the available hours. So assume that we are going to only produce this. Okay. So how many treatments we could do? So that the total amount of treatments that we could do is works like this: 2400 divided by this number. Okay, so 24,000 cut treatments we can go do. In terms of senior stylist, he could do only 2400, and in terms of junior stylist, it's going to be 2400 divided by 0.5. So he could perform 4800. So who is like preventing the numbers? The person who is preventing the total number of sales is the senior stylist. So the same concept will work out here. Okay, assuming we are doing only treatment, no cut, only treatment. In that case, it will be 2400 divided by this. So this will tell you the total number of assistant treatment that can be done. So assistants can do 8000 treatments, senior 1600 treatments, and Junior stylist 4,800. So we can put like this: the staff who is doing the less number of service is the bottleneck. Okay, so if you take that, then it is actually the senior stylist. Okay, in both cases it is the senior stylist. Okay, so that's about the first part of the answer. So we have got that answer. So that's around 4 marks. If you feel this is a very time consuming thing, you can just avoid this table alone. This table alone you can avoid, but still you can write the answer. You can still write the answer. That won't be a problem. So we'll move on to the second part of it, finding out the TPAR. So how will we find out TPAR? So TPAR is throughput per senior stylist hour divided by total saloon costs per senior stylist hour. So both these numbers we have to get. So we'll first start with selling price per unit, then direct material per unit, then you will get throughput per unit you will get. Okay, so once that is done, we can find out the senior stylist time per unit. So finally you will get this number, throughput per senior stylist hour. Okay, so we'll start. So selling price is given here. It is 60 and 110. 60 and 110. Direct material is it is here. The cost of cleaning applied when washing the hair is 0.6. Okay, the cost of all additional products applied during a treatment is 7.4. Okay, so even if you want to have a cut, I think it is to be washed. See, all cuts and treatments at the salon are carried by this. Every customer attending the salon who washes the hair, next by senior sales who cuts or treats. So he tells you the order. First, all the customers' hair is first washed. Okay, so hair washing is 0.6, but treatment is hair washing plus the treatments. Okay, plus the treatment. So both put together it comes to 8. So throughput would be 60 minus 0.6, and here it is 102. You have to then get senior stylist hour per unit. So that's going to be 1 here, and it's going to be 1.5 here. So thereafter we are going to get throughput per senior stylist hour. So that's going to be this number divided by 1. So here it's going to be 68. So that's with this number. So the next step we have to find out the total salon costs per senior stylist hour. Okay, so first we'll find out what is the cost. Okay, so the total senior stylist cost, I think that we have to first find out separately. So better, I think we'll create a working note, we can get the answer. So it has to be the salary. So salary, how much salary we have? We have three salaries here. Okay, we have three salaries here. So one is going to be, I think we can just copy this so that it's easier. These three people, and each of them are paid 40,000, 28,000, 12,000. Okay, how many number of them are there? There are the salon has two assistants and two juniors, but it has three seniors. Okay, three seniors are there. So let's get the total salary. Okay, thereafter we have to add the other salon cost, which is 1,06,400. So other salon cost, which is 1,06,400. Okay, and finally we'll get the total salon cost. Okay, we can put it as total factory cost or total salon cost. However we do it, we get the same answer. So total salon cost is 2,94,000. So let's see here, we'll just check it once. The salon has two assistants and two juniors and three seniors. So it is 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, and okay, I think they have given it in a different manner. So I think we have made a mistake. See, senior staff are paid 40,000. Okay, and juniors are paid 28, and assistants are paid 12. Okay, let's see that whether it's right. Assistants are paid 12,000, juniors are paid 28,000, and seniors are paid 40,000. So I think we missed this one. Okay, I think we have to rework the formula. Okay, I think we got the answer. So we got up to the saloon cost. What we have to get is total costs per senior stylist hour. Okay, that we have to get. So we will first get the senior stylist hour. Hour per annum. So if you see, the total time which is available is 2400 hours in a year. Okay, totally 2400 hours is available. And how many stylists are there? Senior stylists are 3 are there. So if you multiply, you will get 7200 hours. Okay, so 7200 hours is available. So you have to divide 3,06,400 divided by 7200. If you divide it, you will get the answer. So the answer comes to 42.55. So we'll take this number. So we have got this one. So the number is 42.56 we'll put. So finally we can get TPAR. So TPAR is this number divided by this number. So it is 1.39 and 1.59. So that's about the answer. We can end the answer till here. So there's no discussion question or anything thereafter. Okay, it's just finishes with TPAR. Okay, so I'll just explain it once more so that you'll get an idea. So the first concept was identifying bottleneck. Identifying bottleneck is very simple. Whichever activity or process takes the highest hour will be the bottleneck. So 1 is the bottleneck. So in treatment you have to separately see it. So 1.5 is the bottleneck, and in terms of in total hours also you can find it out. Okay, you can find it out in total hours. In total hours, if you find out, see, we have found out for per employee. This is per employee, but we actually have not per employee. We have like more employees, right? We have 2 employees, right? We have 2 assistants. Here we have 2 assistants. Here we have 3 senior stylists. Okay, again here we have 3 seniors. So here we have 2, and here we have again 2 stylists. So however you work out, okay, however you see, this is the proper way to work out. However you work out in cut, the maximum that can be produced serviced is 7200. So that is a bottleneck. Again here also the bottleneck is 4800. So the bottleneck is always the senior stylist. And then we move on to TPAR. TPAR is like quite straightforward here. So selling price, then we deduct the material cost. So material cost, be careful with this element because they say 0.6 is definitely going to be incurred for washing the hair. Okay, and the 7.4 is for treatment materials. So we got the throughput per unit. Stylist hours we found out from the table. So from this table we found out that number. We got then throughput per senior stylist hour, that also we got. Then we found out the total saloon cost per senior stylist. Okay, that we found out through a working note. So if you have found out anything through working note, just mark it. And finally we got the TPAR. Okay, so TPAR formula is here. And how did we find out the total factory saloon cost? 12,000 is paid to an assistant for 2 people are there. 40,000 to senior stylist, 3 people are there. 28,000 to junior stylist, 2 people are there. So the total salary comes to 2 lakhs. And the other saloon cost is 1,06,400. Total is 3,06,400. Totally senior stylist, there are 2,400 hours in a year they can work, and there are 3 people. So totally it comes to 7,200 hours. That comes to 7,200 hours. So now when you divide both these numbers, you will get this is a saloon cost, this is the hours. So you'll get saloon cost. Okay, total saloon cost per senior stylist hour you'll get, that is 42.55. So both for cut and treatment it is always the common number. This number will not be different for each product. It will be same only. Then finally we divide the throughput per stylist hour amount by the total saloon cost amount, and finally we get the answer. Okay, so that's about the answer here. So hope you guys got a good idea about throughput. So throughput sums are very similar to each other. The only concept is they are similar. Okay, so each sum you have to find out how to work it. Read the question fully and then answer it. You will get the answer perfectly. So that's about throughput. We'll move on to a next topic.